Hello, it's me, it's Wolfren, and today we will be covering Shojodoji. You will see that the list is a bit weird, it's not the same I have been using all the time. I will be making a video on this list soon. Basically, well, it won't be exactly the same because I wanted to try some changes just to see if it was better or not, but after trying, you will see why those changes didn't work here on that video. So, it will help you understanding why the list actually makes sense, okay? So, first of all, okay, we are trying the fishing right line here. This list will try to combine the power of Brave Shooter, the Grade 2 Cycler, with Headhunter, alright? Okay, so the thing with Nadir and with the meta in general, it's really removal heavy and you want to save them as much cards as possible because you don't have unlimited attack power because you only have 1/4 attack. So you want to survive for the maximum amount of time possible, okay? This way they will eventually run out of defense. That's the idea here, okay? However, Shojodoji is a bit complicated. It's not the same because they can farm PGs. We have already seen the first PG they have found there, and they can survive. Okay, so usually the player going first will tend to win more. I will make the video for the deck, and I will also make the video for the meta and all of that. And we will talk about Shojodoji deeply there. But well, since we are already here with the gameplay, we can also talk about it. My idea here, okay, is that you have a lot of defense, you can't bulk heavily. So you want to play it kind of control-ish. Okay, you will have the removal, the toxins to prevent your RPDs to get bound and also to kill the great one that enables multi-battle. It's yellow and orange and I don't know the name. That great one, the one we just saw in the... Yeah, that one. You want to remove that card as much as possible because it's what enables the combos to go higher on number. And you want to play like... You want to deny them the heals because you have a lot of defense so you can take more damage. And still survive, and this will prevent them from healing, which enables more survivability to them. Like, there cannot be a moment in the game where they can save the PG by just taking the attack, so you can really lose to a heal. Okay, so you have to really deny every heal you can, and you have to take the amount of damage properly, so up to your own extension, like here we have healed. I mean, obviously we cannot deny the heal here if they get it now, but the maximum you can, okay? So you have to play ahead for the next turn to take that extra damage, so you reduce the healing capabilities, let's say. We are seeing the Hedgehog every time. This is me, like, okay, so I was running the 15, then the LG Pixie, the normal 15k heal, but I was like, okay, I have to try. I haven't tried versus Shojodoji with the 10k heals, and they are not extremely bad, but I will lose one of the games because of it, so I'm definitely running 0. I will just go for the 15Ks. We will talk about it more deeply on the deck list video. It should be, I don't know, ready by Wednesday, Thursday, it depends. Yeah, well, the only thing I want to say is, like, I think, like, Shojodoji is the best deck in the format right now. I think the second best deck is probably a Blackmire once the Bedrock, the Dragon comes out. I think this build of Zorga, it's really consistent, it's really tanky, you can survive, you can really make the game last long enough until they really run out of cards, so you eventually push through. I think the win ratio of the deck is very high if you go first, but this format, it's really like dependent on the die roll. I feel like, I don't know, 70-30 for the player who goes first, and like we can say, no, Wolf, but it's not 100%, but I think it's very likely to win. If you win that die roll, it's very easy for you to win because there is no damage deny anymore. There is like, you just go one turn slower. I don't know, I feel like going first, it's like too strong this moment. Well, let's get back into the deck. Basically, the idea here is you save cards, you use fishing to find the pieces early, you find the orders, etc. and then you use shooter by paying CB, because the Headhunter will allow you to pay 0 CB for your orders, okay? Headhunter, it's really nice because it gains 5k power alone, so you don't need to use Couture turn 2 on overcoming, or you don't need to play Miasma to hit a right number. You can just hit 38, 43k numbers turn 3 very nicely, very smoothly, and very easily. Then the great ones will keep dying, so they will never go to bind, and you will always be using the CB for free. So even if you're going second, you don't have to pay energies for the Brave Shooter. One thing we are trying here is to play the Karma, since we will have all the energies, right? Because we won't pay energy for the shooter. But it didn't work so well, so I will show you the true list on the video, okay? Here I was like, let's maximize on the pieces and let's see if the redundancy is good. I was running some coutiers, but I don't think couture is as good anymore, because calling the card has an actual cost now, because they are binding your cards, they are removing your cards, and you're losing a lot of cards too by calling the couture. So I wanted to keep it to a minimum, and I thought, okay, let's try with 0. Let's see what happens. The problem is you don't get access to your orders, to the tools, so it ends up being problematic. Oh, by the way, you will see that we have to redo certain things, because like he forgets about some draws. It's fine, he's learning the deck, and I think it's pretty complex, the Shojodoji deck, so we just take some things back, but it's like very easy, it's not a problem, we just fix it on the moment and it works. So yeah, basically this format, it's a bit punishing with the fact of calling cards from hand. You can call the shadows very swiftly, because they will intercept with them, and you can call them again with Zorga Nadir, so you are never losing cards, you are intercepting, and it's free. But you don't really want to call a lot of cards, like you want to survive. That's the idea behind the deck, you want to survive until they die. You can do that within 25 minutes, at least you should be able to do so. I think like 20-25 minutes is what should be the average length, okay? If you do what I said and you deny every heal they can have, if they heal you will lose, okay? That's just an advice. If you heal, if Shojodoji heals like more than once and you don't hit crits to make up for the heals, you will lose. That's just how it is, because they will have the extra PG and they will have the extra PG by farming it if they are good, and you will lose, okay? So you want to win the dice roll, and then you want to play really well. Like here, for example, they are 2 damage. Probably there was a moment where I took an extra damage because I saw I had to take the first here to go to 3 so they would not heal. Like, you need to play the turns ahead, and in this matchup you need to predict how many damage there will be before the Shojodoji. And like, I don't say you have to do this like 100% of the time, but maybe 95% of the time, because if they heal you will lose the game, like for real, okay? And the good thing of this deck is you are running 4 shooters, 2 blitz orders, you should be able to green the game and stay alive, okay? So yeah, just try to be ahead on damage without taking risks, okay? Like if you have 0 shield in hand, okay, you have 0 shield in hand, but let's say on average, okay? Here I'm like, I need to think, I don't have, because the Zorganas are very important, you want to keep the pressure up. But at the same time, it's like a bit annoying. Yeah, I remember this moment, because I'm missing the second booster for the beating, for the extra 5k, but like... it's not a problem if they bot deck it, right? And if they put it in drop, that's fine. One thing that happens with Shojodoji, it's like, and this is why Couture should always be run, like I think 2 copies, it's a very swift spot for that card, because you don't want to have too many of them. You want to have just enough to see the tool, and if you can just play the game with the Shadow Cloaks, you just keep the Couture in hand until it's needed. For example, it's very good if like they bot deck some important order, you can get it again. That's why I would try to keep the Coutures 4, and I would try to avoid calling it as much as I can. Like, not even to use the overcoming. Not even then, because Headhunter gives you that choice. You don't need to use overcoming Church 2 anymore. Okay, you just need to hit the thresholds powers, the 38Ks, the 33K sometimes. Or, if you can 43K, farm a lot of cards, like play it beatdown. This is like an evolved form from BT4 Zorga. It's just playing BT4 Zorga with 1 extra attack and some better defense and better numbers, okay? Yep. Also, you will see that Malice, it's really bad. I was still playing it, but I think it will change for the list. Versus Shojodoji having access to a double removal, the regurgitation from the underworld, and the toxins. It's very good because they can be punished if they don't call the proper amount of calls to the board, because they need to keep 2 in order to extra PG us, and they might lose turn 5 sometimes because of that. It's not good if you like toxins. It's not going to help you on the divine turn because the RPD has to go first, but the regurgitation definitely will. And if they like don't leave enough cards in board, you can punish them. So yeah, I think Rec is very good, and Malice it's not really good because we are not calling the cards anymore. We just move them from drop to board, and we use Nadir for the plus, and that's about it. Yeah, like I'm trying to cover too many things. I will deeply dive into how some of the cards work on the deck profile video, I think. And let's just focus here about how Shojodoji works. Basically, you know Shojodoji is a multi-attack deck, but like there is some considerations to make. One of the considerations is how many great ones they do have, and the one that puts the both cards to soul, because that's a combo enabler that will generate another attack. And you need to think about what turn the grade 2, they have Japanese names, the one that puts 2 from bind to drop. If it was called that turn, for the 5k it gains only when it's called, and you need to consider the fact that it will give 5k, right? So I don't think it's true what they say. I don't think this deck is stopped at all by 1 defensive. It is balanced out by 2. But at the same time, I don't think you will lose just because you don't hit the defensive, because the build is very defensive, okay? So you need to take into account, okay, how many CPs they have open. They will usually do 4 attacks, that's base, because Shojodoji does the 4 attack. And then for extra CP and promo copy, they can do 1 extra attack. And if they have the great one that puts the same promo back to bind, because it gets self-bound, it's another attack if they have the CP. So it's basically Shojodoji base 4 plus 1 for every promo and enabler, more or less. Then they have the extra multi-attack combo if they have exactly 3 of the grade 1 bound, because they can do the combo that resets with the extra grade 1. I don't know how to explain the combo now, but I know it exists and I know it requires 3 copies, and so I don't get myself too concerned about it. It was like, how many? And I'm like, you don't have 3? Okay, you don't have 3. You don't have the, so you just need to count once. That extra multi 11, 12 copies attack, it doesn't ever happen. They don't need it. And you will see that they, more often than not, they recur to the go high rather than wide combos, because the defensive can kill you if you try to squeeze too many little attacks. Your first thing, like, I think the defensive will come naturally. Look, it's Malice being bad. Malice sucking. And here, for example, Rec. Instead, you use Record Rotation, which is free because you don't pay the CB. You kill the great one, they lose the enabler, and they cannot use the PG. I think this is game 2. I have changed the order because I remember this OT. And if I don't, yeah, I remember this. This is the game 2. Here, we would have had a better chance with the Rec, because we would have killed the great one and we will be so happy. Okay, they get defensive OT. We instantaneously lose. 100%. You cannot... For starters, they are healing. And second, you cannot afford... here, I think I went to 5 to prevent them from healing, actually. And the fact that OT happened, like, it's not like Zorga Masks, or it's not like other decks who have a lot of burst potential. Zorga Nadir doesn't have any kind of boost potential. You need to survive long enough for them to die. and you are trying to win like in 25 minutes once they run out of things, okay? That's your win condition. They cannot heal more than once, and if they hit OT, GG well played, okay? There is nothing you can do about it. You will eventually lose. Like, if this happens, like, I'm not like, I don't like conceding, but this is a virtual concede situation. You cannot win. You cannot beat that. Because Nadir has like the minimum kill potential required for it to be viable, okay? I like, being honest, I don't think this deck, it's, I think it's good. I think this build works, but I'm not completely sure if it is an X1 deck. Like, with Zorga Masks last season, I was 100% sure the deck was like X0 viable and X1 viable. With Zorga Nadir, like, when I say X0, like, I'm like, I know I can beat Black most of the time, and sometimes I will lose one game due to variants like OTs and such stuff, but I was pretty confident that I could win X1 in a tournament. With Zorga Nadir, I'm not so sure. I think it's more like an X2 game, because, okay, this game, this one, it's like the game where you go 8 rounds and you lose 1 to OT, but I don't know, like, I feel Zorga Mask could have beaten that last year. And I don't think that Zorga Nadir can, because it's like so scripted, the amount of cards people is farming or the speed they see them. Not versus Shojodoji, maybe versus Blackmire, because you can deck them out, but yeah, I think defensive OT, it's like super lethal. Also, we don't have corpses. You really need corpses. The moment corpses goes to damage, they just keep putting your orders back to the drop zone, and you never scale, you never kill them. Like, defensive OT plus no corpses anymore, it's death. That's the problem with no coutier. I think you really need the 2 coutiers to find the pieces. No more coutiers, because you don't want to call them, but like 2, maybe 3. Here I tried like go 4 headhunters and try to splash the karma in, but I didn't see the karma. I had too many headhunters. Like, on the list I was trying before changing here to do the tries, I was like on 3 headhunters and I had enough of them. Like, I had 1, then I got the second. It was working fine, and then I had the coutier both to get the optimal tools and to counter the bot deck removal Shojodoji has, because I can find the same tool again, and I was happy with just 2 copies. Additionally, Zorga Nadir has a very good thing. You don't need 2 dragons, you just need 1 until turn 5. If you have 1 dragon, you are okay. The only problem is turn 5 further, then you might need the second dragon. But it's not really, you don't really struggle too much with the minuses. If you get 1 dragon and 2 great ones back, that's okay. You can call the shadow on the other column, and that's just fine. Sometimes they have to no Garden Nadir anyway, and the crit for lethal was already there, and if you don't hit it, then Shadow Cloak, it's just okay against an opponent which is at 5 damage. So you basically... Oh, I think this is the game where I have... Yeah, this game I had to take the 2 damage attack. I think I also tell him, I show him, oh, I don't have enough, because I'm missing the 5k. I have the shooter and I have the heal. I could have guarded the crit and stay at 3 damage. No, okay, I went to 5 that game because I couldn't guard because of the fucking hedgehog. I'm not a fan of running 2 of it. I will always either run 4 or 0, and it will be a 0 for me. It didn't work. I do not like it. It's too risky. And also, I remember a defensive mistake in one game. Let's see if I can spot it. Ah, okay, because I forgot he had that and I needed the 5k to guard it. Yeah, so this is why I'm changing. Yes, just have a moment to look at the cards. Oh, also this turn, this turn was the fucking okay. Because usually you think, I will guard early so I can take the 61 swing, But here I was so greedy because, like, what if they get a crit? I don't know why, but I forgot about it, didn't think about it, and I missed the defensive. Yeah, that was so bad. I remember, like, why you so silly, Wolf? Why you so silly? And I was so silly indeed. I don't know, this was more like an it was a bad move. That's just about it. They are at 3 though. If they no guard the Vanguard, they can lose. Oof. They have at least... Sorry. They have at least 3 PGs. We are so donete. We are so donete. Done. We are so done for. Or as Nuno would say, ay carallo. I went to Lisbon this weekend. This weekend? No, previous. Oh my god. A week ago. Yeah, I have been on several vacation timings this August, so this is why I had to upload a bit slowlier, because I had no material time. I will try something because it's getting dark outside. If I do this... Oh, but I think it gets better. I have to record a bit earlier now because it's getting darker sooner. Here, another situation where Rek would win us the situation, and we have a lot of soul. I feel this list draws more. You have the PGs in hand and you will be bouncing less often. This also means Rek gets better because you have more soul. This also means, like, if you don't need to call the Coutier, you can just call the shadows to bounce the shadows and get more cards this way into drop zone to keep playing. This is why I think Coutier it's not so important. It's also bad. You don't want to call cards from hand that will not intercept. You don't want to call the great ones. It's so bad at this moment. And you can do this shadow bounces shadow play to keep finding tools. Just 2 copies. That's nice. You will see. He's not even using the PG. But here, if you use toxins, they just do it on the first attack. So, toxins, it's good to get grade 3 as protection. Although, if you are already using Blitz turn 2, you might want to use Ladder. The problem with Ladder, it's not having access to the persona, right? I think it's very important having the persona right turn 4. Turn 4, 5, it doesn't matter as much. The problem is against Shojodoji, it keeps mattering because they put the orders back to drop zone, so you never scale actually, so... The camera is getting shaky. Sometimes I wonder if I myself move the camera with all this leg shake. Ah, we forgot about kill the cards. Ah, no, it was the... Okay, we didn't forget. Then we didn't. One problem I see with Nadir is that Nadir, it's not like Blackmire. Nadir, it's not truly inevitable because it can be guarded with PGs. The moment we get a guard restriction, this will change, but people will keep farming. They will sieve their 5 PGs every game, so it's very important, very important. You deny them the heals. You have a lot of defense. You can go a bit higher on damage. That's the best advice I can give you. Okay, if they heal, but let them heal. Hedgehog doesn't matter until it matters. Marcel, it's well, fuck, I should not give names. Well, the other player, it's working towards to play with the deck. He's been improving a lot lately. I think he will be doing very well this BCS season. He has already topped once. He was the Claudine player from Bilbao. But yeah, Shojodoji, it's like, it's a love deck because it really takes a skill to play. It's very interesting to play, it's fun to play, and it's hard and complex to play. I still think it's too strong. I think it will probably get hit. Because, okay, people doesn't hate it because they think it's complex, or maybe, and I don't want to be mean here, but just because some people doesn't experience its strength, it doesn't mean it's not strong. Marcel has been playing the deck a lot, and he's doing better. And as he keeps improving, the deck keeps getting better with him. It's not a deck you can play with just 2 games, not even 10 games. You need more, you need probably 20 or 30 games, because there is a lot of situations to cover, and matchup knowledge actually matters. So what I want to say is, like, it's easy to get a wrong first impression of what the deck can do. And I think it's really very strong. The PG interactions are free, it farms a lot of cards, even if it doesn't appear to do so, and I will cover it when we get there. I think it's very strong, and I think it's more ahead of the meta than what Shiranui or Luard might have been on their respective moments. The thing with Luard and Shiranui is that they are easy, so they will very fast and very obviously score good results. But Shojodoji is complex. Shojodoji, it's a hard deck, and I think people doesn't see what the deck can do yet. I'm getting frustrated about the hedgehog. Yeah, this game was a bit unfortunate because I kept drawing it, and I was like, so you know those games where you draw, it's healed, then you draw, nothing, check, nothing, still nothing, draw, heal. So it's very, why? Yeah, like, I had the feeling while I was playing that the hedgehog knew it was going to leave the deck very soon, and he went ahead and was like, yeah, you wanna take me out? He was like, okay, you can take me out, but I will make you suffer first. Nice. Yeah, it's free, you don't have to pay Wolf. To be Shojodoji, you need to go first, then item heals, and win fast. If they start the farm engine and green engine, they will loop the PGs and you will never push through. Is this game less than 30 minutes? Oof, this is close to 30 minutes. This deck doesn't die though. Well, none of those decks die. But this Zorga build doesn't really lose. You can go on forever. Game 2, it's about to happen. I'm not sure if we die to the cow or to what we are dying, but we are dying. Yeah, and I don't see the need to bounce PGs as much. I think there is a lot of soul to use, and I mean, it's more situational. It's a matchup thing, the bounce. And versus Shojodoji, you will just draw enough PGs, and you will not be needing more. Either because the game has already ended, or because you get a defensive and it's not needed, and etc. I'm not sure, maybe this is more than 30 minutes. I think it shouldn't be. I think it's because of the intro. Even if it is, we should have either one fast without the OT happening, or we should be losing the heal. It's day 1000,000. Zorga has become the best deck in the world, and it has made them ban OT or something. Okay, so I know what the Wolfren from the past the present past Wolfren in the same video has said that by Wednesday we would have another video. Yeah, that was a lie. Wolfren, I don't know. We can blame, it's legal to blame past Wolfren if it exists within the margin of the same video, okay? So, basically, obviously, I didn't get the things done in time, okay? Here we are, game 2! Also, like, the other day I was driving, it wasn't right, it was yesterday, and I got a realization on how one card works. I will make a video about just this card, okay? So, yeah, game 2. You will have this weekend, but this week I promise, okay? You cannot trust the Wolfren from the past that exists within the margins of the same video, but you can trust Wolfren from the present. I will try to make the 3 videos happen soon. The list video, the meta video, and the random card thought process video, okay? Soon, they are coming. Game 2! I think we are going first. Yes, now that days have passed, I'm sad because I'm not playing the core at least, because I really want now to try what I have been thinking. But yeah, it's good, testing it's fine, running the wrong list for everyone to see why is it bad, it's also a good way. So yeah, it's fine, let's enjoy it. We go first, okay? So the idea is, as I said, you have to play ahead on damage, so they never heal, and because you have extra defense, you don't die either, okay? Don't be greedy, don't take too much damage, but try to do that because it's the best way, right? Then you just need to persona right turn 4. That's the only thing I don't like about ladder, that doesn't let you do that. Okay, we lost corpses, and we probably also lost the game, okay? Because if they are good, they will put the 2 orders in the bind zone into the drop zone, and you need miasma and corpses to hit the 63, 68, 73 threshold you need to win the game turn 4. If you lose the corpses and the Shojodoji player happens to be good, you are very sad. One thing I'm considering is dropping the Highlander facade, right? Because you just need 4 orders. You don't need 8 orders, right? Even if the Blitz Order is a bit weak, the 3k shield is pretty nice, and if you don't have to fetch for them as much because you are naturally drawing them, and especially if some of the combinations are bad and we just need to do wreck toxins or miasma corpses, why are we running one-offs that we are not going to play? Like, okay, we can run one habitat or we can run one draw order, but if our main play has to be corpses turn 4, there is no point on just running one. So one thing I'm considering is, do we really need to play Highlander? Do we? 33k shale, just 4 orders. The idea is that, okay, you cannot like repeat orders with this Zorga, and I get it, you need to splash more, but I'm thinking, is there any order where we might want to run a second copy? because now we don't have the courses for turn 4. If we lose this game, it's because we don't have the extra 10k we are losing because they are putting our orders into drop zone, okay? So, like, this can make you lose the game. Now you need to heal and they are already at 2 damage. It's spooky. But well, basically, going first, you are very free to play, they are very sad that they have lost a die roll, because this is a die roll format. Many decks can only consistently win when they go first. This is also true for Zorga. I don't like that, and this is why I don't like that kind of list. Like, I hate playing for the die roll. Well, I should be able to, like, if I'm not able to win going second, it's like I'm playing a gacha, you know? I don't like that, and I always try to find ways to win the most in both situations, and it really feels a bit die roll based this time. It's not a problem, like, it's not something bad, it's something that it's happening, and it's something we need to acknowledge fast and just start playing around it the best way we can, you know? So, yep. That's another example, because we don't have 2 great ones, right? Maybe the other one is in hand, but the hedgehog, we drew the hedgehog. Okay, if you don't have the second grade one, you can just give 15 and intercept because Showit's coming back for free. You can do that. And it's also one less card for them to kill anyway, so might as well make use of the shield, right? And you can prevent them from getting a crit, for example, if you want, right? So I really like the defensive part of the EV2 from Nadir because it lets you farm shield if you want. Like, you can call double shadow, intercept with them, call them back, and you just gain 10k shield. That's something I really like. I had to discard the order. Yeah. Is that a Zorga Nadir? Because I don't think we have Zorga Nadir, no, it's a Tentacle. Well, the crit, it's almost the octopus we have, right? So technically, we have mixed with that card. That's my inner lore. Also, like, another thing I'm thinking is that, because I think Rec has really been ignored by the Zorga community lately, and I think Brave Shooter, it's like very strong against Shojodoji. If you can, like, for example, discard shooters to draw, then you can Rec and kill his Asso, and you call the shooter, it's way stronger than just getting a PG. The PG is not as good, like, you will draw, and by running the 4 you run, usually it's just enough. I think it's more important, like, we need defense, but like, in this pairing, it's not about PGs. Versus Blackmire, it's not about PGs either. And Shojodoji and Blackmire are the best decks. We need to farm in a way that matters, and I think shooter matters. It gets you triggers, you maybe, I don't know, it cards for free some of the Shojodoji swings, so I think the card is very good. And it makes me think, like, we should be bouncing more shooter more times on those matchups, like, obviously versus Eva you just bound the PG anyway, okay? But just for the concept, and I think Rec is very good because it reminds me of the, like, Blackmire skill. I will talk a lot about Blackmire in the next video and Shojodoji a lot, and I will explain why those 2 decks are the best in the game. And also, like, I don't think people understand or get that. Every single time I said Zorga was the best deck, I really meant it. Like, there was a lot of things Zorga could do that other decks couldn't. And this time I don't think it is. Okay, like, we are based on a die roll, we don't like that. Blackmire doesn't really care to win the die roll, by the way. If you have heard that, it's propaganda, it's not true. Blackmire can undergo very strong defensive and control plays that will slow down the game, and they cannot be defeated because you cannot play without CD. Like, Blackmire, for me, like, insta wins versus Shojodoji, insta wins. Like, you don't need to win the die roll or anything. I have played like 4 or 5 games, I won basically every single one of them, and there was nothing Shojodoji could do. You just let them stay at 2. What are they going to do? They cannot put your cards into drop zone. They keep going to hand because they cannot they cannot discard the cards. And then you just destroy them turn 5. Like, when I say something about the game, I always try to be objective. For me, the set order, it's completely broken with the Bedrock Dragon. Like, it's broken. I literally think it's broken. Okay, so So yeah, we will be talking about the meta in this video, and which basically will be focusing on Blankmire, and we'll make an analysis on the game design behind what I think the game is expecting us to do, and we will talk about some of the casts on how to do that. Okay, let's focus again on Shojodoji. I don't know what happens, okay, because when I'm thinking, I cannot see what is in front of me, and I lose track of things. But okay, they're going first. We should be able to win. Here, what he will do, it's like he doesn't care about us plussing, because our plusses in this place are bad. They will put our drops in, or orders in drop. We don't have corpses, we don't have miasma. Also, this list is wrong, because we are running 0 Coutier and 2 Coutiers, and 4 shadows is the optimal number, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, they don't have... Here, they are very comfortable. The moment they see the green order, it's going to damage, they are like... I don't know, it's like winning the lottery, you know? You go to a BCS, you travel 3,000 kilometers to get into the tournament, and the first damage, the Zorga player in round 4, it's a corpses, the only card that can beat you the moment they won the title. This is like the lottery, right? This, if you're Shojodoji and this happens, you can go to the lottery. Well, no, I won't make the joke. I won't make the joke because lottery, I don't trust lottery, and gambling is bad. So we insert a lottery joke here, but we don't get or dive into it because gambling is bad. Even if we play TCGs and gacha games. So, I'm not sure if that player is aware, but he doesn't care as much about, like, yeah, the card goes to bottom, that's fine, but he doesn't care as much as about the units as he does about the orders, because he just wants to reduce our power, survive the divine, and then they can just outgreen with the extra PG. They have 1 PG, they basically, but they are 5 though, that's very harsh for them, unless if they heal, I think they can survive the turn. If they do not, they have a hard time. Like, for me, this is a very, except for the corpses, obviously, it's a very, like, standard game. You go first, they should be losing, okay, so... But my problem with that is that it's a 50% chance. I don't want to bet on a fucking 6-sided dice to decide who wins, okay? I'm, like, super against that. And this is why, sadly, we have to play Blankmire in this season. We want, but we have to, or we should. No, but to be honest, like, the list I will post about Zorga Nadir, it's something I really like. It has issues, but it's really enjoyable, and I think it's good. Like, it should have 0 problems playing against every other deck in the game. It's just that Shojodoji feels dice roll based, and it's that Blankmire, like, you cannot kill Blankmire, you have to let them lose, which is not super comfortable, but at the same time, it's something doable. So I think that's a very good list to be playing. Of course, I remember a misplay here. I think the misplay, I had to guard the attack, use the shooter. Fuck! Well, if you are watching the video, you probably have seen a misplay here. It's a misplay, it's not you, it's a misplay. I had to use the shooter to defend. But I don't remember the reason. I remember thinking, okay, that's wrong, I should have done that. But I don't know why. Because I want to draw, because I don't have I don't even have an order in hand. And now we have 3,000 shooters and we cannot play the game. Is that what is going to happen? Yeah, that's what is going to happen. Oh yeah, we forgot the cards. That's what's going to happen. Well, anyway, run 2 Coutiers, this won't happen anymore to you, and you will win the games going first, okay? 2 good tiers. That's also the problem, gotta be said, of trying something directly on camera without having played it before, because there is more mistakes than usual. And I don't know about you, but I need to try and play the things. Like, there is this myth about talent. I'm a teacher, okay? And there is people that, or kids, right? That they are very good, they have a lot of talent. Like, because I'm a teacher, but I teach dance, okay? So they have the talent, but they do not practice. Like, they're super lazy, and I'm like, can you fucking practice, please? Like, I don't tell them to go home and stay practicing, which some of them do, that's amazing, but like, at least push yourself for 30 minutes a week. But that's, okay, that's a joke, but because they are there to have fun, but like, practice. You cannot win without practice. I do not win without practice. And I think no one does. People likes to pretend, I think, or this is how I feel. But you shouldn't be trusting me too much on social stuff, to be honest. Here we would have won on a regular game. Also, I think we have seen the 4 fucking headhunters, so one of them was the good tier and we could have played the game and win, okay? So. But then we will talk about how to win the game going second, because I have an idea, I think it's doable. Right? Because the meta is shaped around decks destroying 3-4 cards every turn for free. This is why the cards are now plussing themselves to board more often, like Fenlictia, Bedrock, Soul Churches, and then call something to board. All the cards are doing something and they call something to board because they expect the other decks to be doing, I kill 3 cards. Okay? That's why Shojodoji skill, defensive skill has a cost, because the cost is having to overcommit cards that will get killed. And then you get a plus, which is the PG, but you have to lose cards in order to do that, right? That's why that card is balanced, and that's why it feels hard to, if they can start looking the PG, that's why it starts hard. Because if you're not focusing enough or do not run the removals that shape and balanced those cards, you will have problems. So we should really be running Repercutation and Toxins both, and when we go second, we focus a bit more on cleaning their board rather than just go for beatdown power. And they struggle because they don't have as much cards as we are. Like, we have the shooters for blasting, we have the blitz orders for blasting, and you should be still using overcoming. But the thing is that having access to spot removal to kill the cards, it's very good. And one thing you can do to protect your dragons is, like, you can like call the 2 grade ones and call 2 grade 2s instead of the RPDs turn 3. They are not as important turn 3, and if you have access to 2 intercepts, that's nice. And if they like bind the grade 2s, that's fine. They were free, right? That's what the game is about now. Like, we have an overwhelming amount of free removals, and we have an overwhelming amount of free calls and free cards. Like, not us, everyone. And the cards are shaped around those cards getting constantly killed. That's what Reg is doing. Reg is our mini Blankmire skill, because it kills 1 and calls 2. It's a lot of value in 1 card. And I think we should use that more, because I really think we are getting crap support because that card exists, because it kills 1 and calls 2, which is a lot of value difference in one single card, and we don't have to pay for the CV because Headhunter exists, and the Soul Blast is neglectable mostly because Alana can be put to Soul, right? So I think they have that into account, and that's why we are not receiving better cards. Because we have the card already and we are not using it enough. I think that's my perception. Sadly, I don't want to spoil anything, but the moment we didn't kill turn 4 and we did that messy thing, this is very done, but it's fine. Like, this game would be won with the proper combination of cards, with basically playing the better Brave Shooter. The turn I misplayed with it and then I had 3. By doing that, we might have had access to something better, and just by running the 2 good tiers and running something instead of Malice, the Reg or Rotation, for example, we would probably have been able to keep up and just win the game. So yeah, that's the thing. Just because I lose, that doesn't mean you should be losing, and going first, we should definitely win most of the time. And that's what makes Zorga viable, in my opinion. If you can win versus anything going first, it doesn't matter if the deck sucks going second, because every deck sucks going second. So, oh no, I said suck, I cannot monetize. Haha, but it's fine because I don't monetize to begin with. I can say bad words. And like, if you don't try it, you don't know. I'm glad I tried it. Now you can see why you shouldn't be doing the same. That saves you time. I misplay on camera so you don't have to do the same. Yes. Oh, the good part of that is that I can record on the morning because here it's holiday, so you have light instead of the shitty lamp. I really like not this, but this, but not this, exactly this, because it really feels packed. I think it can really win the games going first. If you go first, you can pretty much win. My problem is, how can I improve the fucking going seconds? Jesus Christ. Oh, so painful. Gamble, gamble, gamble. All effects banger, all effects banger. All effects banger. I remember here, and I think he was in a position where any two triggers would defeat him. I think I remember that, so I didn't have to take the risk. That was the thought process. The game 3, it's the best game. It was initially the game 1, but I altered the order by mistake. And the third game feels really good, real good, because I do the damage, then I heal, the thing, and no, the heal, then I think, and it happens to miss heals because of it, and then we are on killing range, and they are like, it's very good as a game, right? And then we finish or not. That's not, we're going second on that, so you can also see that, and you will see how defeatable Shojodoji actually is. But the thing is, the gameplay works, and it feels good to beat them, you know, and I like that. No hedgehog. The good heal. Because this was meant to be game 3, I believe. And after a whole day of hedgehog being terrible, I remember. But I really don't want to run 2 and 2, because then you don't draw the right one on the right moment. I prefer to go 4 of 1 or 0 or 4. Like 4 or 0, not 2-2. Then you draw, you always draw the bad one. The fact that I lost 2 times to not having Persona right makes me really feel that for Vidal it's good. probably better than ladder, and if we're going to use toxins and that kind of card anyway, or we can use rec to set 2 great shoes and let them bind them. Turn 3 if we go second, that makes me feel like Forbial is really a better card, because the personal right, you need that, right? So, not having it, meh. And I think ladder, it's like overrated, like, okay, it gives you a soul, that's the thing, it gives you a soul, but I don't think Zorga is that good turn 2, and with this list we can find game 3, and with this list we can basically find it turn 3, because we don't have to play the Couture turn 2. I think the Forbial might be better, well, but we will have the list video soon, not Wednesday anymore. But it's good the lie happened on the same video, where Wolfren from the present can tell you it was a lie, so it's technically not a lie anymore. Also, since I'm uploading on Wednesday, I cannot have the same video for the afternoon, right? We have corpses! Wait, we're going second. And I don't feel that's interesting. I'm not attacking early that much. Just a bit turn 2 if I'm going first. But it still feels like there is a point where the game can end. And we, in exchange, have so much more cards in hand. I think that's good. That's a good point. Another good thing is that you cannot lose to luck. If you take true aggro, defensive can end the game for you and you have lost a lot of cards for nothing. But since this does more packed power mid-game, you can save more cards, and I think that's a good point for us. We have always 13 cards in hand, and we are very hard to kill. Endgame should be like 25 minutes long. That's a problem though, because we don't want to play 25-minute games. Like, it's very easy that one game that lasts 30 and we lose a game for that, and it's also more exhausting. If you can win in 15 minutes, just go for that and be happy, right? So the heal! Ah! Hedgehog every time. I don't know what happened. I'm pretty sure the Hedgehog knew it was leaving the deck soon, so he was like, are you putting me away? You will see, you will see. I will give you a reason to put me away. That was the Hedgehog. So cute, but so evil. And I really think Philander has a problem now. You call it just to find cards, it doesn't plus, so you lose the card for free against every other deck. Look at Fenlictia. She calls herself for free, because they know they will remove her for free. If you call a card that doesn't refound itself, it doesn't matter if it gets you pieces. It's a bad card in this format, because it doesn't replace itself. We need to play cards that replace itself. All the cards people do replace itself in a way. And we are not even as smoothly playing the removals, because we have to give up on something else, and people it's like drawing and removing the cards at the same time, or plussing and removing the cards at the same time, and we have to choose. And like, if we could keep our great ones and our RPDs every time, that's fine, because we get this free passive +4 to board that they do not have. That's okay. But if they can bind the dragons, then we don't even have that. What is happening? Like, why Hades, the new card, it's not on the end game, on the end phase, right? Like, one thing about Zorga is that you can only plus 2 times, plus the Alchemagic. I mean, the Revive 2, it's just, it seems more, but it's just a +2 for the whole game. Zorga Nadir, it's EV2. Upkeep cost, EV2 every turn to don't have to call 2 of the cards, never, but just 2 of them. The moment you call 1, it's 1 plus 1 less you are accessing for the whole game. We need to understand that. And Zorga works because you get a 4 plus 2s. Like every RPD, it's only 1 plus during the whole game. It's not a plus 1 every turn. That's a lie. It's only 1 plus 1 per slot, per card. 1 RPD, it's 1 plus 1, and Nadir is only a plus 2. I will talk about that on the other video. So, every time you call a card and that gets removed for free, you are losing the plus 1 for the whole game. The idea is that you trade that plus 1 for a minus on your opponent. If they don't get a defensive, that's fine. Then you can see, okay, they lose 2 cards and you play the game with that. That's fine. Aggro approach. But Philander, like other decks, have the same. They can call a card for free and then they do the same. They take the card from the opponent and save the card themselves. So there is something with Philander, okay? The card is not as good anymore, and Headhunter gives you 5k anyway. You can discard it and the card still remains useful. And you can play greedy cards that you couldn't play before, like the Wreck, double CV orders, because those are free. Now, Headhunter, it's like our Philander that does something, that gives us something. It gives resources. It doesn't plus, but it's fine because you can plus more, because you can play Black Magics and do not pay for the draw 2. It lets you play the plus 2 orders. Like there's orders that give you 1 card, some orders give you 2, because the CC of the Headhunter happens every turn. You can play the orders that draw you more, so Headhunter is actually plusing further. Headhunter is a good card now, and we have to play it, okay? And we have to play the cards that we could not play before. The ones that gives more advantage, the one that kills and calls 2, the one that draws 2, the one that puts 3 orders in hand. That is how we win now. With this and with free removals, because the game expects you to remove 2 cards from opponent's board per turn. That's what is balancing the game. This is what is balancing the cards now. The perception, or the designers have the concept that removals are going to be free, so the cards has to be called for free, and then we have to be trading cards for free every turn. Okay? The problem is other decks do that for free, because the cards, they just print a new card and the card has 3 skills instead of 2. But Zorga is limited by the Magic. If you do 2 orders, like if you want to draw, you cannot remove. And other decks are doing everything they want, mixed together. So basically that, we have to adapt and we have to play better orders. Another heal? I hate me getting mad at my card, like it's like, like Hedgehog, it's banned. Like we don't play Hedgehog anymore. He was cute, he gaslighted us into playing him, and it betrayed us so badly. So the problem here is they are at 2 because they went first, okay? So it gets instantaneously harder, but this is why I think we should focus on control here. Like if you go second, you use Wreck and you use Toxins or use Overcoming and one of the removals. You kill 2 of the cards, score more cards that can intercept. If they don't, well, they will bind them, but that's okay. And you try to go for that. Alana exists, so you don't pay for the costs as much. And I think Sweets, it's good. I might run it anyway, but Black Magic draws a second card. The idea behind Sweets is that it will look at the card, and if it's a bad one, instead of putting it in your hand, it will go to drop, and you can access another one. That much is true. Probably Sweets is judged better, but Black Magic's, at the end of the day, it's more raw advantage. So I'm not decided yet on which one is better. And also, like, another thing is, I'm not sure if the mid-range versions are suited for this meta. Because if you play mid-range, you are implying you are playing something fair that relies on interaction to be good. And there is no interaction in the game right now. People just play. They have a lot of cost abilities that are cost is 0. You cannot interact with that. You cannot prevent them from playing. If you try to prevent them from playing, they have something that inherently prevents you from winning later, or either they scale, or either they get too much wiggle room so they can farm the place back. Decks are either more versatile, so they can play around you, playing around them, or they are broken and you don't have the time to let them breathe, and there is no interaction. If you cannot control the pace of the game with a mid-range build, the mid-range is going to be bad because it's inherently worse at everything. Like, mid-range can have many playstyles, but if every single playstyle, and every single playstyle will be a bit worse, because what you are doing is straight impact for versatility, and then you play around the situations. You do, okay? But if you cannot do that, then you are just playing something that is worse at everything. You cannot abuse. Like, you trade the focusness of the deck for utility, and the utility cannot be played because it's bad. So why would you do that, right? That pains me. That's something that really pains me. I love playing mid-range, and now I have to play something that does only one thing. But it's what we have to do. We have to play control. I like playing control, but I like to choose playing control. If you are forcing me to play control, I don't want to play control, okay? I want to choose playing control, not being forced to play control. I don't like to be controlled into controlling. Also, this playmat, it's really nice. But it's from the shop. I can only borrow it sometimes because people has to use it as well. I was like, why is not my face in the video? And I'm like recording the face now. So I was like, what the fuck? What if the face would have been already there? I would be scared. Die. And having 2 removals counters the extender grade 1. Because they cannot put the extender to extend because they will have only 3 cards. Usually, I think there is always every combination sets them at 3 if they extend for more multi-battles, okay? And then if you do wreck toxins, they cannot use the PG they have in mind. That's good. But well, this is basically a going second drama situation. But it's not drama, right? If I'm not mistaken, like, you should track back because I get distracted, okay? This game, we always were at more damage, so they could never heal when it mattered. And we are just about to kill them. I remember this game. This game was very good because you go second, you do the damage deny thing, the heal deny thing, sorry. They do not heal, and then you use corpses turn 4 for the extra power. The only problem here is we miss personal right again. We don't have the personal right because we don't have the QT, so we don't have the tutors, and we cannot find the orders we need. That's okay, we know that. But also because we are running ladder, we cannot add the Zorga to hand. So I think we have to play the Forbidol. I think Forbidol is really better as a card than ladder, because ladder lets you be more greedy, but if Blitz Order is already bad turn 2, and if you are not going to overcoming as much because you are running the Headhunters, then it makes less sense. We should have more soul. And Forbidol lets you win the games. Like 2 games are lost because corpses and Forbidal or a way to access Forbidal do not exist. Like I think we could have won the game before by having more tutors and Forbidal, because you put the persona right in hand and you kill them. And the other one we would have the order to play and we might have won as well. And this one, let's see how it ends. But we don't have the persona right in hand, and that's already bad, even if we have the corpses. So yeah, I think Forbidal it's mandatory to be run, and I think the corpses is like extremely good versus Shojodoji, so we have to run it. And then we have to run the 2 tutors. The list will be solved on the video, no problems. No persona. That sucks. Also, like, I assume the idea is here you could call Hades, kill 2 cards, and put the order. But, like, you cannot, because everything is removing 2 cards. If Hades would have been in the end of the turn, it would have been amazing. I think they drive checked a heal, I remember. Here it's like, do I need the 5k or do I need the suites? You would like just go for the suites if you had a persona right, because you want to hit the crit, because they had 4. But because no persona right, we need the 5k to hit a decent number, sadly. I hate fishing being a fucking 8k. Why couldn't it be a +2? What's the problem? What's the issue? Because they want you to use Alana to soul to give the 2k? Okay, but like if you don't want Alana, what? And it cannot scale more, right? If you have the Rancor, you have the Rancor. You cannot be 15, it's just 2k. I should have been more focused on this game, because there was a lot to talk about. But that's basically it. This game, going second, it's only winnable because their heals did not happen. And it's only lost, honestly, because the persona is not there. So yeah, we learned that we need Forbidal, and we need the 2 tutors. But he has a lot of hand, maybe we would not have won anyway. But anyway, going second is already harsh. And also, we don't have the removals. We are not running it here. We could have perhaps discarded corpses, I don't know, use Kutir and use toxins or wreck or something or whatever, I don't know. Well, here no, because they have 3. Because he's playing around 1 removal. But like, let's imagine you persona, right? You might want to consider using toxins and wreck, and they cannot PG. That's good. No, because we have the divine. This only works, the double removal only works turn 3 or turn 5, because if you're going to use the divine, it doesn't work, because Zorga always attacks the second. Yep. But then, anyway, like, let's say you put the heavy booster behind Vanguard then, and you keep 1 RPD as low attack, you go with it. They have to PG the 33k swing, and if they don't use it, they lost a PG anyway, they wasted cards from hand, it's still valuable. You know we are about to die here, right? The smoothest 0-3 ever. I'm sad because, well, I'm not sad because we learned, but with the changes, it works better. I'm pretty sure 2 of the games were winnable. The both games went first were 100% winnable. I just fucked up once, and in the other game I didn't have the cards because I'm not running them. But yeah. Well, anyway, 3 3 videos in. This video, of course, you have already seen it, and the meta with list and the regurgitation analysis. Okay, it's coming soon. That being said, I hope you enjoyed, had fun, sorry for the delays, and stay safe, have fun, and see you soon.